welcome to the Axe, the show where we make
an act for you.
Yeah, with these.
These.
With these. Look at these. Each one of the dice instructs us or gives us a little what's the word?
Instruction.
Yeah.
Or restriction.
Restriction. Yeah. Well, depending on
or a command.
Okay, so look, the first
or
one.
A scenario.
All right, enough now. All right. Jesus Christ. Right. First one is the budget. All right. So we roll this dice. Let's just say it lands on £200+.
Can we leave it there?
Yeah, we'll leave that there then. Yeah, nice one, right? £200+, right? That means our budget is £200+.
Yeah.
Next one is the type of act. Dad, go for that one. Roll that one. Oh no, that's a restriction one. No cards. Okay.
Yeah,
£200+, no cards. That's fine. And this is the type of act. Parlour, close up stage.
Or are you going to do it?
It's up to you. Why don't we both do it together?
Table magic.
Table. Okay.
So, by table magic, are we talking close up? We're talking.
We're not talking Lasanda floating
let's
table.
Let's do like restaurant because we've never done.
So
that.
we're doing
like
a table hopping.
Table magic.
Okay, so £200 is a huge budget for a table act. For a standard table act, huge budget.
Which is great because
Which
it
is
just
brilliant.
opens up Jamie doors.
But do you know what? I want to put it in everyone's realm. So I'm going to try and keep it around.
Why have a £200+ dice and then say I'm going to keep it? Otherwise, you might as well just do a tenner.
Well, no. What I'm saying is if we have like 200, 210, 220, something like that. But Jamie's saying like he's got two things which will come to over £1,000, well over £1,000. But instead of putting it up there, let's give them something that's a good, strong act that hits around the £200 mark if we can.
Blows my mind. All right, so we've rolled it.
Let's do two then. Let's give them two.
Okay.
Let's go all out.
200.
But then let's do a sort of just a good, strong, free routine table act, no matter what it costs. And then we'll do one and we'll
All right.
That's a good shout.
Yeah?
That's a great shout.
So we'll do two.
Okay, nice one.
So let's start on the normal one first. What are we going to do? You've obviously got stuff in mind like, I presume, either the mental die or...
Which we ain't got.
Mental dice you could do.
Oh, yeah, mental dice you could do, yeah.
And we got a mental die there.
Yep. I thought you were talking about the Pro Mystic thing.
Well,
100%.
I would say the one I use is the Pro Mystic.
Same.
But it is
A
the
cheaper
same
alternative.
effect and it's a cheaper alternative.
Yep.
Now, realistically speaking, because we're 200+, we could go for the version with the multiple dice, which gives you more options and more routine options.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Do you know what I think is good?
Yep.
I've got a great idea. Go on and grab that out.
Okie doke. So we're going to go for the deer one?
Yep. I've got a good idea.
Go on.
No cards. Can't do roll. No cards.
That weren't a good idea.
No. That was not good. Emma, adios.
See you later, Emma.
If you didn't know, guys, Emma does half days. Half days and no work. Well, we are filming. So everyone just knows now.
Well, I've been working all day. You've been playing around.
Oh.
See you later, Emma. You have a good one.
That told you, boy.
Ooh.
Right.
Right, okay, no cards. So, mental die is great because you can obviously get 3 different people to... The good thing with this one is you obviously get 3 different dice in there. You get 3 different people to roll a number and they can cover it and you can tell who's rolled what number.
Yep.
All right?
And it's instant reset.
Yeah.
Now, the great thing is as well that you could use the dice for close-up, walk around, stage, parlour, whatever you want.
Whatever you wanted.
That's a good investment thing.
Yep, whatever you wanted, you could do that.
So we're saying no card tricks.
Yep. That's
So
a really
let's
good one.
Let's have, that's mentalism. Let's see if we've got something a bit magic-y we can put in there as well, rather than mentalism.
We could do... Well, I don't even think we've had this once yet. We haven't had this once.
What's that?
Where is it? Do you know what this is, guys? This is down to my little mother. Comes in it, Dad, in it, moving everything around. And now I don't know.
She does like to move stuff about.
I'm looking for extreme burn
Oh,
because we ain't ever had that on an axe before.
but that is a good one.
Because it's not cards. It's so
Magical.
engaging. It's magical, and because of the budget, obviously you need to supply your own notes.
I think we may be out of them, but
No,
we
we're not,
can.
we've got 'em here.
Oh, they're up there.
Got 'em here. Extreme burn. Yes, it does work with the new notes. Okay, it does work with the UK notes, just to let you know. Right, I've got mine in the new notes. You've got yours in the new notes.
Yep.
Jamie, you haven't got yours in the new notes, have you?
I've never done extreme burn.
What?
Mic drop. In case it breaks, drop it in the other hand. How? How have you not ever done that? I love it. Do you know what? I often think, if I was watching something, what would I want to watch? And I would want to watch someone turn something into money, personally. I think that'd be good. And things like Stand Up Monty, I would want to play a game with them and just
Well,
get
we
forward.
can't have cards, but I tell you what we can do.
Go on.
That will give it the same sort of fun interaction. I've just spent the weekend with him.
Oh!
Not Richard Sanders,
No.
Leo Schmetzer's
Yes.
the Turbo Stick. Let's
Good
shove
shout.
that in.
And you can have a good, cool end in there, can't you?
Yeah, Turbo Stick is great. I've been messing about with it again recently, and paddles are great anyway. Turbo Stick is a brilliant one because it's going to give you that sort of Monty type routine because things are jumping, they're not where they expect them to be, and everything else. So far, so good. We've got a really strong. You could leave it here if you wanted to, but seeing as we're 200 plus, we could add more.
The good thing I will say about all this is the waiter or the waitress can come in there, you've done a great trick. The waiter or waitress can come in halfway through that, you've already done some phases. This one, obviously, you're not going to start until you actually start it. So each one of these is important to know when you are doing a table act, is you are going to get interrupted. You know, someone might bring food over, the waiter might come and ask for drinks, they might say, how's your food? You know, so you do have to think about, and I learned this, you said it to me once straight away, my first ever gig was a table act. Was at a restaurant, and I was doing bit book. I got halfway through it, and obviously I shouldn't have done this, but it was the first time I'd ever performed on to laymen properly at a gig. And I was doing bit book, and halfway through, they was thinking of everything. The waiter come over and brought over their food, and I was like, right guys, I don't want to rush this, but I said just think about where you are right now. And I couldn't do the spiel, and I was like, Paris, right? And I was like, yeah, oh my god. And it got a good reaction, but it was rushed. It was rushed. You know, I've done a big setup, and the reveal was just think where you are. Is it Paris? We're in France. We're in Paris, and it was just a bit naff. Yeah. So now I'll do stuff like this. You know, that is an effect. Someone can walk in there. Someone can walk in there. You know,
and they're all pretty quick. I mean, the dice. I do a 3-phase routine with my. I only use one die, a single die. I do a 3-phase routine with that. And to be fair, I could stop after the first, the second, or the third, depending.
They're all strong enough to do that as well.
The other thing is as well, if you haven't done tables before, it really, it's one of those sort of venues where everyone is different. You might turn up at a gig, you're the only magician there, you've got 20 tables to do and you're booked for 2 hours. That seems like a lot. That seems like you've got sort of 6 minutes a table or whatever. But realistically, they're going to be eating in between and everything else. So if you had 20 tables and you're there for 2 hours, you're mostly going to be doing 3 minutes a table, and if you're doing that, you have to hit fast and you have to hit quick. So going in, do extreme burn, great visual, then turbo stick. Once again, really visual, really magical, and there is a routine on there where he ends up with a sponge ball and stuff like that. So there are ways to do it, and if you turn up at a gig and there's only 5 tables and you're there for 2 hours, you can do a bit more.
The other thing I think is great as well is to have like not a finale piece, but one that's like, if I'll do tables and I'll have 2 different acts as such, and I'll jump in between them and mix them up a bit. But then I'll remember what I've done to what, but I'll always have an effect where I go, do you know what? I'll go back to them after they've eaten and things like that. I go, do you know what, guys, I love performing with you guys. Do you mind if I try one last one? And that now you go, I don't know, I just got a feeling it's going to work for you guys. And then at that point, I might do DFB with a prediction, or I might do an Invisible Debt of a prediction, or something like that. And I think going back to them and just thinking, guys, we're going to try one more. They want to see, you'll be able to tell if they want to see you again, obviously. But for me, I often find going back to them and just having that extra little finale, it just feels a bit more personal, you know. You're not doing your full act. You go, guys, do you mind if I just try something with you? I had so much fun performing with you guys. I just want to give this a go, see how it goes.
And seeing as we're 200 plus, I'm going to pop this in, and I think we're pretty much complete.
Yeah, I'd say.
So we've got the Nightshade coin set. All you need to do is learn 1 or 2 routines out of that. I know Jamie loves the free fly. I love the free fly, even though I haven't learned one of that, and I keep saying I'm going to learn it, and I will. But I do the throw coins. You do the copper silver routine.
Yep.
Any of those routines, the free fly, the copper silver, the throw coins, they'll all be perfect round tables.
Yeah, because they happen at eye level. That's the important thing. With Mirage, it's a fantastic one, but it's down here, which again would be good tables, but people might not have as good view. Whereas Nightshade is up here. You know, you're doing free flies, coins across. You're doing copper silver that happens up here. You know, so at tables this is perfect.
Yeah, if we were going for sort of a parlour type set where you had a table and you got people sitting around here, I would have grabbed the Mirage instead of Nightshade.
I agree.
But because it's table, I think I'd go Nightshade, which I think is great. So I think that's a really strong set.
How would you routine
it? So it depends how many. The thing is with this set here, you've got options. I think whatever happens, that's your opener.
We're saying this is in a restaurant as well, guys. Can I just say? All right, because tables at a wedding slightly different. You know when the food's coming. You know this and that. All right, there's genuinely good structure, and you speak to the waiter and stuff before, they're going to start that end of the room. You start this end of the room. You work your way across. Restaurants is a little bit more sporadic, and so this is for that where you can get stopped here, you can get stopped there. If we're doing a table out for wedding, we'd probably have a bigger finale, you know, and maybe make it into more of a mini act. Whereas this, you're cramming magic in, and where you
good
can.
Visual, hard hitting, fast.
Bang,
taste.
bang, bang. So let's have a look.
So I would say out of all these would be, if you only chose 3, that's what I would go for.
I agree. Yep.
Because you got a good variety, you got a really strong act, and remember, there's 30 or something routines, nearly 40 routines you can learn with this. So you could do 3 or 4 effects just with these coins. You don't want to do 30 or 40, but you could certainly do, realistically, if you're at a table, maybe 2 different routines using the coins. That is a really strong set. If you want to add in a strong piece of mind reading, add this to it. Now you will use this walk around, parlour, stage, close-up tables, everywhere. That's a really good investment.
I think, this would be the main act. And like I was saying, where you go back and if you've got a bit more time, you say, guys, we tried a little bit of magic earlier on. Do you mind if we try a little bit of mind reading? I want to give this a go with you guys. And then, bang, you got the dice there, you know, which is great. And if you are stuck on time, right, this is a cheat code. Things like this are a cheat code because it's not spectator versus magician. It's not that. But it is a case of, can they, again, not outsmart you, but everyone wants to take part in it. Everyone wants to see if you can read their mind. And the good thing with this is you can read their mind every single time. Yeah. You know, it's just brilliant. It's brilliant.
Yeah. So, personally, I think I would start with Extreme Burn. Quick, visual, snappy.
Yeah.
And, you know, even when I was a kid, one of the first real magicians I saw was Terry Herbert. Saw him live, and as a kid he performed Paper the Money, and to me that summed up magic. Yeah, really. If you were a magician, that's what you would do. That is the perfect trick.
It also verifies that you know what you're doing. I think an effect like 100%. That, they now know it's not going to be cheesy. It's not going to be rubbish. You know, they're already drawn in by it. It's cool. It's different, and it just, no matter the age, it will get you hooked. So I think that is the perfect opener.
Yep. Next, I think I'd probably go for a coin routine, because you're going from money to money, so you can put the notes away. Actually, while we were doing something with money, let me show you something with coins. Boom, do that, and then finish with something like Turbo Stick, which is a good one, fun, interactive, visual. And you get that nice kicker at the end where it jumps and you take the last one off and it vanishes. Or you can produce something at the end of it as well. Nice. So I think that's a really strong set. Obviously, if we were going to use cards, we could have made it slightly different. The other thing that Jamie was talking about earlier is a product called Inception, which is absolutely incredible. So good. We usually stock it. I don't think we got one in stock at the moment.
Sold out.
But that's about £1,000, but it's a great bit of kit. And
so
Jamie uses that round tables all the time. But there's so many things you could add to make a great table set. Obviously, our restriction was no cards, and I would always probably have a card trick.
Yeah. I think another great one that we haven't got in stock, but I am going to get them in stock, so I think it's absolutely brilliant. 6 ounce mini. Now, that is just another wicked thing just to have in your pocket. It's a bit of paper. It's actually Tyvek, so it'll last you ages as well. But you can just have on there colours or fruits or football teams or anything like that, you know. And you just say, right, I'm going to name a load of colours right now. I want you to just repeat one back to me. So we've got white, blue, green, whatever. You have a list. You show them the list. Pick any one of them. I think you're going to go for this one. Snap your fingers. Open up the bit of paper that you've got out the whole time, and it will have their colour written on it. And you can have a lot of fun with that, you know. You go now. Normally, people who choose red are very family orientated. Maybe people like this. But people that choose orange, like yourself, often don't really care about how they dress. So I would assume you would have gone for that one, right? And you just snap your fingers. You know, it's just a bit of fun. But I think 6 ounce mini is a really good, quick bit of mentalism, quick bit of mind reading. Again, happens up here. Everyone can see it. You just fold it back up again. Instant reset, back in your pocket.
Yeah. I'll tell you the other thing that I probably would add. I'm not going to add it now because it's currently unavailable. But the good thing is, it is going to be available in about 6 or 8 weeks' time. But if I say you borrow someone's ring and you lock it, place it on the table on top of a wine glass, and now they have to try and win it back.
Well, great, 100%. 100%.
And that will work brilliantly round tables.
Definitely. Right.
So keep an eye out for that. We'll talk more about that in the coming weeks.
Let's now go for the £200 one, not the £200+
Okay. I'd mostly keep exactly the same and switch that for the $half.
Yeah, to be fair, that's £30. That's about £30, and the $half one's $2.50.
Yeah.
So yeah, 300.
Yeah.
Nice.
If the only, obviously the big restriction we've got here. I tell you what, Harry. Why not start off with this, and for the other one, start off with this. Take the money out, take the receipts out, go into extreme burn.
Yeah, nice.
So kick off with a fire wallet. Always gets a great reaction.
Oh, I've got a good idea. Yeah, carry on.
And then you take out extreme burn from the fire wallet, take out the receipts, turn it into the notes. Another bit of magic, really, really cool. That's 2 strong bits of magic, really, really quick.
Then you can say, now everyone thinks these are trick notes. They're not trick notes, but everyone thinks they are. So has anyone got a note I can borrow? Bang. Ends up in a destination box.
Or
signed.
you could get them to pick one of those notes.
Yep.
Oh, no, you don't want to do that.
Not really.
No.
But you could do that.
Yeah, you could borrow a note, vanish it. So for that you need one of them.
Yep. The trusty. So yeah, fire wallet. Take out receipts, turn them into money. Now, everyone thinks these are trick notes. They aren't trick notes, all right? You can have a look. But just so we're sure, has anyone got a note I can borrow? Obviously, you place that down before you get started. Fold it up, change it into an IOU, a magic trick, and then bang. You cash it in whenever you want.
And do you know what? Just as a thing from transitioning to this to borrowing a note, if you have these, you turn paper into money, and you say, I can do this with anything. Has anyone got a £20 note? And I'll try and change it into a 50.
Nice.
So now they give you the 20, change it down to a 5.
Yep.
You know, and there was a great line, I think Nicholas Einhorn says it as well, where you say, oh, I've got to tell you your investment can go down as well as up,
nice.
Which is a brilliant line. But now you can use that as a running gag. So every so often you go, oh, I haven't forgot I owe you tenner or whatever, but I've given you a 20. And at the end, their 20 appears in that. So I would say that's a strong set by itself.
That's killer. And the good thing is it uses a borrowed object. There's a hook. It's full circle. You've got visual flames there. You've got visual with that. You've got the change of that. It's brilliant. It's so good. And of course, you can get everyone around the table to sign the bill. If they give you a £5, get everyone to sign it. Now, that's a great memory. Yeah. You know, you can write on the back, Harry Nardi, Peter Nardi, Andy Smith, Jamie Dawes, whatever you want to write on there, your own name probably, with your website on it or anything like that. And that is just for them to keep a hold of. You know, if you ever need a magician, my info's on the back there.
It's one more thing I was looking for.
What's that?
The ring flight.
Oh, in there.
Where?
Over there. In that middle cabinet.
Yeah. So I think now...
Yeah.
I'm thinking out of here. So this is 200 plus. But I'm thinking you have got... If you're doing tables, one of the nice things, and I think you said this earlier, is to have a slightly different set for each table.
Yep.
And I think if you picked up this here, and remember, in reality, you would have some card tricks.
Yeah.
In reality. and a card to wallet or something like that. But restriction is no cards. But I think if you picked up this little array here, you could have 3 or 4 different acts by mixing these
and
up.
walk around. You could do that walk around, that walk around, that
Coins,
walk around, that
around.
walk around, that walk around, that walk around.
And that walk around.
Yeah, you
can.
could.
You give it to someone to hold.
But then table, parlour, parlour, maybe not parlour. That you could do parlour. That you could do parlour. That you could do parlour. That you could probably do parlour. That you could do parlour. That you could do parlour.
Extreme burn, you could do parlour.
Yeah.
And that you could do parlour.
Yeah.
You can do them all parlour.
So that's we do try and do that as well. You know, we don't obviously it's a table act, so we are aiming at tables. But with this, you want to get at the end of the day, these things cost money, and you don't want. Sometimes tricks are good enough where you're going to use it in one situation, like auto chair, for example, right?
Yeah.
That is, I mean, to be fair, again, that at the end of a wedding, but it's like a stand-up piece, right?
Yeah.
It is what it is, but that is killer. You know, it's worth the investment. But things like these, you're going to utilise them so much in loads of different environments.
Yeah. They are investments.
They are.
But they will pay you back tenfold.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got a destination box. I used it at all of my gigs, and that was the final piece of the
I've
table.
now got that destination box.
You have
Yep.
got my destination box, yeah. And that was, and I used to do it the same way. Used to borrow a 20 and
Yep.
change it down, and then that was a running gag all
Yep.
the way through
Yeah, nice.
the act.
Nice. It's so, I love it. Absolutely love it. It's brilliant. I think this is a good double act right there, isn't
Yeah,
it?
100%.
Interesting. Well,
It's a good act, and we'll let Jamie work out how much it all is.
yeah.
He can bring it up all on screen for you. But that
Perfect.
is the act, and it's more than just a table act. It's a walk around act. It's a parlour act.
Yeah.
No cards. You would add some cards in reality
If you wanted to.
but that's a very strong magical act
Yeah,
with
perfect.
a lot of real looking magic happening.
Exactly. So, guys, that is all for the table. No card, £200+ one, and we even done it twice. Look at that. If you do enjoy the content, please subscribe, leave a like on the video, and comment down below what you would have gone for. Dad, well done.
Thank you very much.
Good act.
That's a brilliant act. See you on the next one.
Cheers, guys.